Senior Student Association, and Undergraduate Studies Council. Okay, great. Moving on to organizational officers.
Where do I go?
Right.
Thank you. Just a quick aside, my name is Simon Jin. I was in student government when I was in undergrad, and never in my wildest imaginations could I have envisioned having a meeting in a room like this. You guys are very lucky. I am the executive director of Eastside Community Connection. It's an organization that was started by a group of students in 2002. And basically what we do is we get students engaged in serving the population of East Austin in very intensive and active volunteer experiences. Like I said, the organization started in 2002 by a group of students who recognized the need in East Austin, recognized that the proximity to campus was so close and it didn't make a lot of sense for why there weren't more students involved in that area. So Graham Davis, who is our founder and involved in the organization, decided to create an organization dedicated to getting students involved and helping the people in that community. And what we do is we have a food pantry that's open 3 days a week and serves over 1,500 families a year, and various adult education programs like English as a second language, financial skills, food literacy, things like that. But basically, the main crux of what we do, what we pride ourselves on, is getting students involved. There's only one full-time staff person at the organization, myself, and then we employ between 10 to 12 student interns who help manage and operate what we do. Whether that is running some of the programs like the food pantry or the ESL classes, or running an aspect of the organization's operations like helping with our accounting and bookkeeping, or helping with our marketing and PR. But what we're doing right now is we're recruiting students for the summer and the fall semester to serve these various internships. And what we really want you guys to do, for those of you who are interested, is take what you're doing in the classroom and apply that to the community to make a difference. These aren't administrative internships. You really have the responsibility and the autonomy to take control of an aspect of our organization's operations or programs, and you're the one who's fully responsible for it. Just really quickly want to list the positions that are available. We have a ESL program director position, a client relations director, where we actually work with folks in East Austin, trying to figure out what their needs are and helping enhance their lives. Finance director, which is basically, for those of you who are business majors who are accounting and finance backgrounds, bookkeeping, accounting, working on fundraising and development, volunteer coordination for those of you who are interested in HR, food pantry director for people with nutrition backgrounds, public relations director for people who have a marketing or PR background, event planner, computer literacy director, food pantry staff, which is basically helping manage the food pantry, staff intern, which is a lot of grant writing and research, working on various projects, ESL director, which is our English as a second language program, and then our technology intern who helps manage and operate all of our IT programs in the office. Just one other quick opportunity that I wanted to mention. We also encourage and have students serve on our board of directors. Now this is a registered 501c3 nonprofit organization in the community, and our board of directors is responsible for the management and governance of the organization. We reserve 6 spots for students on that board who serve alongside community members who are business leaders, and lawyers, and lobbyists. What we do is we encourage students to participate by serving on the board and helping manage and govern the organization. We have 3 spots available that are open currently for applications. If you have an interest in that, if you have an interest in governance or law or running an MBA in the future, that would be a great thing to put in your resume. But more than anything else, the opportunity to serve a community, to be responsible for an organization. That sort of experience is unparalleled. We encourage you guys to apply if you're interested. I'll leave some materials here if anyone wants to have information about where to apply. You can go to our website, which is austinpcc.org, and you can find the applications and more information about those opportunities there. And that's really about it. Are there any questions? No? All right, well, thank you guys for your time. Enjoy the rest of the meeting.
current officers more. I was out of town dealing with some family emergency, but I'm trying to make it better. Say goodbye to Chelsea here. So I look forward to this and the rest of y'all. The big item we have going on right now is that we're in the middle of our graduate professional student appreciation week. Tonight we have a film and photography showcase. Actually at the SAC at 8 o'clock, refreshments, and then at 8:30 we have the actual showcase start. I was lying, I told you I had numbers. Room number off the top of my head, it's on the second floor, this floor, 2.1 to go, I think. So if you're interested, you're around, want free food, want to see what graduate students are doing around campus, please feel free to come and enjoy. The big thing that we've been working on, Daniel Spikes and I just got back from DC lobbying on behalf of graduate students, specifically graduate education, with a coalition of graduate students across the nation called Student Advocates for Graduate Education, focusing our efforts on 3 different areas: taxation, student indebtedness as being one, visa reform for international students, and then research funding being the third item. I'd love to say that we had more successes than we probably did, but that's difficult asking for more money when we're on the verge of a government shutdown. That's another story. SB 29 was the topic or an item that Chelsea, Jimmy and I, Scott and I all worked on in Texas, and that's graduate student insurance benefits for those on fellowship. That's voted out of committee unanimously, and so we're waiting to hear back on how that goes. We're in the middle of revamping our orientation, and then our PSAC applications are under review, and we'll be working with the Senate and Adam to get that also filled out. So, anyways, looking forward to another year. I'll miss Chelsea, but I think we're going to be at the same time. So we'll have those rendezvous then. Any questions?
Moving on to unfinished business, I'll invite the authors of 1316 up.
Stand over here this way. Is it on? Okay, I guess you don't want to know. Oh, it's fine. Does everybody remember the legislation pretty well? Essentially, what we're asking is student support for an expansion of AP score acceptance policy. As it stands, the university doesn't accept as many AP scores for academic credit as many of our peer institutions, and we feel that by expanding it, students will not have to repeat a course that they've already taken in high school, which is supposed to be at the collegiate level, thereby saving the university.
Questions?
Okay, we'll now move into appointments and discussion of the date.
Shelby Carvalho, Clark Council. We had 2 questions for you. The first, there was just concern raised over what maybe lowering some of the scores that are accepted would do to the quality of the degrees that we have at the University of Texas. And then also, I don't know if you guys are aware that Advanced Placement is actually redesigning a lot of the curriculum and the tests, and it will be implemented in 2012. So you will look into that at all, and possibly encouraging the university to look at that again when the curriculum is
Right. As far as universities following the credits you're going to get for the courses are under division credits, so allowing you more time in your 4 years to have upper division credits and explore those options is going to be a more beneficial thing for the university. We're going to be producing graduates who have a wider breadth of knowledge rather than just repeating the same courses they already have. If it's biology, you want to move on to the second phase of biology. It's going to be quickly evident whether or not you know the material from the AP courses, because a lot of the stuff built upon itself. Second is as far as the reforms. They record their tests, most every test, of course, every few years they do changes. For example, the human geography test has had 3 different portions of whether or not it's essay, short answer, and I believe they're going back to essay form.
I did a little bit of research to kind of talk, especially about biology, because I thought 5 is a little bit stringent compared to what most of our peer institutions take. And so I emailed the advising office at biology, and what they said was, they referred me to Dr. Shanklin? Yeah, and so what he spoke about was the fact that they used to accept 4s and 5s, and for the same amount of credit. But then at some point, they found that as they were analyzing students, they found that kids who had 4s did drastically worse in that first biology class the first biology class they took, which was genetics, and it had a high QDF rate, and there was a big enough bridge between the 4s and the 5s that students who got 4s really did suffer a lot. And then so they redesigned some of the courses to accept students who get 4s and 5s. It's kind of like an accelerated course, and even in that one, they found a big difference between the 4s and the 5s. And so students who get a 4 have to meet a certain requirement beyond just their AP score to be able to take that course. So to me at least, it seemed that this issue has been around for a while, and the reason that it's a 5 is because students aren't prepared for that and prepared for a UT level credit, and that's the reason that they've changed that around. And I don't know if you guys have had the opportunity to speak with anyone else about that, or if that's still part of that legislation.
Right. One thing that I saw was in 2007, the College Board revamped one of their exams, and biology was one of them after that exam, and redoing their curriculum, the test became harder to pass. And with that, you actually had a number of institutions accepting the credit that used to not. For example, Stanford ended up accepting 4s and 5s for biology. I'd be hard pressed to find some people who take Stanford, so I'd preference institution. And almost all of our peer institutions accept 3s, 4s, and 5s. There were a handful that only accepted 4s, and some that accept 5s. As far as the question, if it is going to be a problem, again, this legislation says that each department should review it and make their own decisions. But it is something we believe should be reviewed and can save the state and the university.
Mayor Giacchino, Natural Sciences Council. A lot of our members also expressed concerns with the fact that biology was part of this resolution simply because of it being a readiness issue. Because the way it currently stands now, the reason why it is a 5 again is because the difficulty level of the classes and for the students that are able to claim credit for the AP score, they go straight into an honors track for genetics, and a lot of students feel that there are a lot of readiness issues with that. If you don't have a 5, that you won't be able to do well in this genetics course, and the current path that you're set on leads you straight into these upper division courses that you're not necessarily prepared for, and thus they feel that